What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber as always, guys. Welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. And also, I do apologize. Why, you may ask? Today is Friday, and I forgot to wish everybody a happy Friday. And along with it being a happy Friday, you know what that means. The Friday night story time with Stock Market Steve live stream, the livest live stream on Friday night. YouTube is tonight at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. We're going to get our laugh on after a week of these depressing stories, and we're going to congregate and have a good time. But I want to talk about this story that broke last night, and they're still talking about it today. This story right here is out of Jamaica, Queens, out there in New York. Shout out Jamaica, Queens. Madam Mercy. Anyway, check it out. An 8-year-old boy is dead. He was stabbed to death by his 20-year-old stepbrother. And he's not the only casualty. The mother was stabbed, and the father was injured as well. This young guy at age 20 was shot by the police while he was in the act of committing almost another murder on his father. I don't know if this is mental illness or not, but man, for some reason, it's like everybody's baying at the moon. People are losing their mind. America is failing. And I want you guys to pay attention. I don't know if it's because of economical, problems. It's just a lot of civil unrest in this country and people that feel as though they ain't got nothing to lose by going all out. It's almost like a rage virus is in this country. I mean, it's in the world too, but I mean, in America, the violence is at an all-time high. It's like every city in the crack epidemic in the late 80s, early 90s, when there was all them bodies popping up, you start to see it like we're living in that right now. I mean, if it ain't gun violence, it's somebody getting poked up or just somebody just doing something crazy, throwing old people in front of trains. It's like people have just forgot what it is to be human. And it's a damn shame. Take a look at this story, man. This thing is jaw-dropping. Check it.
In Queens tonight, we have new information about a horrific stabbing. It ended with an 8-year-old boy dead, his mother and father hurt, their other family members shot and killed by police. This family tragedy unfolded just after 5 tonight. In the Jamaica section, the injured mother running from their apartment building toward the LIRR station. She was screaming for help. And what police encountered next left even the veteran officer shaken up. News 4's Ida Siegel has the story.
It's still early in the investigation, but police are describing an especially disturbing chain of events that led to the death of that 8-year-old boy and the mother and father in the hospital tonight with stab wounds. Detectives camped outside this massive apartment building on 94th Avenue, investigating what officials are calling a bloody scene inside a small 5th floor apartment. An 8-year-old boy stabbed multiple times in the chest, and a 43-year-old father with a knife to his throat. His adult son had begun to slash him.
He had his father in a headlock over the kitchen sink, knife to his throat, cops behind. They gave at least 4 commands, both in English and Spanish, to drop the knife. He does not. They have to use their weapons to save this man's life, and that's what they did.
That knife shown here covered in blood beside a bag of tomatoes and a box of hamburgers. The 20-year-old son holding it died from his gunshot wound at the hospital, according to police. Witnesses who did not want to be identified saw police bring him out.
To me, he didn't look like he was moving much, but you could clearly tell he was bloody.
What led to this violent scene is not clear. Law enforcement sources say the mother and father were out and then came home around 5 p.m. to find the 8-year-old clinging to life, blood everywhere. Police are looking into the possibility the 8-year-old and the 20-year-old are stepbrothers. Police say the mother was also stabbed in the back. She ran for help.
We know she was stabbed in the back, and she came out of this building. She went down to the MTA police, and simultaneously the front desk called 911.
There was an 8-month-old baby girl in the apartment as well who was uninjured. Neighbors in the building are having trouble comprehending the news.
Everyone is shocked. Everyone is shocked, and a lot of people are traumatized.
Police officers devastated they couldn't save the 8-year-old boy.
To see the emotional trauma on those officers' faces, and one of them said, "We wish we could have got here a little sooner to save this young life.
Again, the 20-year-old son was shot and killed by police. The mother and father are both in the hospital with stab wounds. They are expected to survive. Reporting from Jamaica, Ida Siegel, News 4, New York.
Guys, it says the police were called to an extremely small unit inside 14725 94th Avenue in Jamaica just before 5:30 p.m. yesterday, after the bleeding mother ran outside pleading for her life, according to police. Inside, officers found 20-year-old perpetrator holding his father in a headlock. Listen to this, y'all. Over a kitchen sink with a knife to his throat. Police and law enforcement sources said. Jesus Christ, man. I'm trying to scroll down. It says they gave repeated commands, both in English and in Spanish, to drop the knife. He did not. One officer fired one round, striking the target, saving that man's life. The family of four was rushed to the hospital where the young boy and his killer brother succumbed to their injuries. So the guy that killed him died and the 8-year-old died. The mother, 29, and the father, 43, are being treated for their wounds. An 8-month-old infant who was in the home was left unscathed in the bloodbath. Police are still working to figure out whether the suspect and his young victim were brothers or stepbrothers, or how the tragedy or horrific event even unfolded. Because this guy was home with them. The mother and father was gone. I guess they went out, they came home, 8-year-old was already dead. Now, I'm hoping this was something due to mental illness. So they spoke in English and Spanish, so I guess he must be a Spanish dude. They ain't showed who's who. But I want you to think about that. I'm hoping this is mental illness, because if this wasn't, and he just snapped and went off from an anger issue, we got serious problems in this country. We do. For you to, a grown man, 20 years old, to fight a kid to the death, stab him. He said he had multiple stab wounds in the chest. I don't know if y'all seen people stabbed. Like a lot of us that have been in prison have seen it. When people get stabbed, they bleed a lot of times more than a gunshot victim. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times gunshot victims might bleed a little bit. A lot of times, depending on where they hit, they might not bleed at all in the beginning. But a knife wound, that opened you up. Your body's a pressurized vessel, man. That blood shooting and all kinds of stuff. They said they came in a damn place and he had him over the sink with the knife to his throat. He was trying to bleed him out like a pig. I don't know what spurned that, but they came in the house and they themselves became almost, well, they all became victims as well. Now, he didn't touch the 8-month-old baby, which is good. But I mean, he was there to watch the kids. What made him flip? Because I'm thinking if he had mental illness, man, I don't even know. This whole thing is just head scratching to me, because at 20 years old, you would know better. So I'm thinking it was some type of mental illness. You guys let me know, man. I mean, but it's New York. They go hard up there. I used to live up there. You know what I'm saying? People get mad. They get mad. This is a bad story, but I've heard and seen stranger up there. But I mean, prayers to the fallen, man. Peace to him. You know what I'm saying? Good thing the 8-month-old baby wasn't, and the mom and dad survived. But I mean, the loss of an 8-year-old son like that, when he was supposed to be watched by somebody and you entrusted, then it's like the stepfather. I don't know how many of them kids is his, but they were saying that the stepfather, the reason why I'm saying stepfather, the 20-year-old wasn't his kid. You imagine that? The 8-year-old was his kid and he killed him. It's a sinking feeling, man. For real. Guy got you in a headlock. They shoot him one time because he trying to cut your throat. So I'm thinking this 20-year-old kid must have been a big dude. For a 43-year-old man to get put in a headlock and get a knife put to his head. But either way, man, this is tragic, man. I'm telling you, America is falling. You start to see everybody lose their cool and just go all the way out. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Man, this live stream cannot get here fast enough, man. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.